But it's all there, isn't it? It's interesting. The one that I was telling you before about, what's the name? The lost letter.
The lost letter? What's this?
Lost postcard that's, just turned up. Some woman, sent a postcard years and years ago to a niece or something, right? And her niece was like 3 years old back then. And just now, like, I think like yesterday or the day before, it turned up, the postcard turned up 74 years late.
74 years late?
It took 74 years.
And that 3-year-old girl's been living in the same house that whole time?
Well, yeah.
Sure.
There's not weird
You see
about
what
that.
I mean? There's always a question you can ask to just scratch the credibility of these stories. There's always, it's like the apocryphal tale.
Was this the slugs? Was this those slugs from last week?
Yeah, well, they're holding back because they're slow, because the postman slug is useless. His round takes him 74 years. Then he's got to go back to the beginning, he's got 74 years, and they can't carry the bag. That's why they go, that's why they turn to glue. That's why they turn to glue.
Oh. It's pitiful.
It is pitiful.
So you don't believe that someone sent a postcard years ago and somehow it's been stuck in the bottom of a post bag or something, and it's only just
stuck in the bottom of a post bag?
Yeah.
That means that there's like a 95-year-old postman who's still wandering around.
Did you have to pay, like, the difference on the charges? Because presumably,
it wouldn't have had Queen Elizabeth's,
it was a penny black, presumably, was it?
Yeah. What would be on the stamp? It would have been invalid, surely.
Dunno.
See, these are the questions you should ask yourself.
Because if it's the postman's fault, the post office can't turn
Who was
around.
only 3 at the time himself, wasn't he? He was dead.
No, he is dead. Yeah, he'll be well and truly dead now.
Yeah.
But the fact is that the post office made an error, right? They lost this letter.
Sure.
It's only just turned up. They can't turn around and say, sorry about this, I hope it isn't urgent. It's turned up 74 years late, and by the way, you owe us 25 pence.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that, would
No,
they?
that's true, that's true.
So
that's
there
true.
you go.
You're asking questions, though, you see? That's true, you see? So, you're interested in, like, where sayings come from as well, aren't you? Because you told me one in the week, I don't know if Steve's aware of that. Do you want to tell Steve this one?
What's this a saying?
Can we do this quiz?
We'll do the quiz later. I know you're excited about the quiz. Let's do that later, but what's this saying?
Right. What is the saying? Chucking a baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Have you heard that phrase?
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, how would you use that?
Well, how would I use that? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I suppose if maybe you've been discussing something, you've come up with some plans, but you're slightly worried, and, you know, you might abandon the whole plan, whereas there might be some ideas in there which are still worth retaining.
Exactly.
So you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
There might be something you can just change, and you don't,
you know, there might be a few ideas you can salvage from an otherwise worthless one.
Well, the saying, right, comes from, like, years ago again. And,
pre or post phone?
And, ages and ages ago when, like, you know, the bloke worked in the house, you know, he was like the coal man, and then you had like
no way, it's important.
Then like the mum is like, you know, she stays at home making the dinner, looking after the kids.
Yep.
And you've got like the little kid who's just growing up, just messing about and stuff. So what happens is, back then they didn't have like fresh flowing warm water every day. So all they could only afford to have like one full big bath of fresh water. So they'd fill up the bath, right? And then the dad would come home and he'd say, oh, I've had I had a tough day at work and that, down the pit. And his wife would say, it's alright, I'm putting the dinner on, you're gonna have a nice warm bath.
So, because he gets to bath first.
Because he gets to bath first, because he's the grafter.
And he's covered in coal.
He's covered in coal, so the water's, like, minging by the time he's finished.
Yeah.
Right? And then the wife says, oh, after all my, cleaning the house and doing the cooking, I'm a bit sweaty now.
She's covered in dust and grime, she has the next one.
I'll have a bath, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the line, there's a little baby.
Yeah.
It's been playing out all day. Also got, like, little grubby knees and stuff, needs to have a bath.
Yeah.
It goes in the bath, right? But because the water's so dirty...
Sure.
They go and empty the water out of the window. Can't see the baby in it. Chucking the baby out with the bathwater. That's where it comes from.
I don't know what to say, Steve. Because I've heard this. I'm just. What do you think, Steve?
So firstly, that sort of, I mean, that doesn't explain
where do you start? You're struggling, aren't you? You're struggling where to start.
Well, firstly, I can't see how we've now applied this to,
I've been thinking of this for days, Steve, waiting for you to hear this one.
These coal mining parents deeply negligent.
Yeah, I love
They've left their baby in the bath, unattended.
That's the way round to do it. The one covered in coal.
Yeah.
You go first.
Sure.
You go first. Don't wash the baby and then get in that.
Yeah.
one covered in coal goes first.
Yeah.
That's the best idea.
Yeah.
Second most dirty one goes second, and then the clean little baby.
Yeah.
I think we should do him last because he's done nothing towards this family.
But more than that, Rick, leave him to his own devices.
Yeah.
Jack, I'm just going to throw the water out.
Yeah.
In the bath.
Don't check first.
Have you checked that the baby's down there?
Don't
No,
check,
I'm not
don't
even going to
bother.
waste my time
You'd
checking.
see it, you'd see it.
I'd be able to see a
You'd
baby.
see a baby in
if
there.
a baby was in here,
Yeah.
I'd be able to see it. I'm
Yeah.
just going to throw it out.
Yeah, I'm not even going to look, to be honest, Jack.
Not
We've all
even
had our
gonna look,
bath.
yeah.
If the baby's in there,
Yeah.
then it should be,
Be
making
careful,
itself
Jack. We have lost 3 children this way. Don't worry. Where did you read that?